Hi, welcome to Nina in the Kitchen, where there's a little story here. There's a viewer named Kodiak Wild who, I just love that name, Kodiak, like bigger. And I picture him as this gentle giant, if you will. Anyway, I don't know what he looks like, but he seems like a really nice guy. And he told me that his favorite cake was Jewish apple cake, which I have a great recipe for and I will post at the end of this video. And I told him, I think my favorite apple cake or dessert is what I'm making today, which is a French apple cake. It's part cake, part custardy. It's just a beautiful thing, and let's get started. So the first thing I did was I cut up 1.5 pounds of apples. Today I'm using Granny Smith and Gala. This is how I did it. I peeled them, of course. So you peel, core it. We've all seen this a million times. But then from here, so now I have quarters, I cut this into eighths. And the reason for that is because this is the size that you get. What I did with these is 1.5 pounds of apples, peeled, cored, cut into eighths, goes into the microwave. You can also do this on the stovetop. I was thinking about this. Stovetop with a little butter. And what you want to do is get these so that they're pliable. You see, they're not stiff anymore. They don't want to snap. They look a little cooked. You can see some have browned. I put a plate on top just so that these were covered. So however you want to cover your apples in the microwave, that's what you want to do. This took about, I think it took 3.5 minutes in my microwave. What I'm going to do now, heat them up just to get them hot, and I'll show you the next step. Now that these are warm, what you want to do is pour some, I'm using apple schnapps. I talked about this in my apple crisp video. I found a little bit in the back of my baking alcohol cabinet. If you find apple schnapps, it's so delicious in so many things. This is one of them. Apple pie is another. Any apple dessert. So you want about 1 tablespoon of schnapps, calvados. You can use brandy. You can use rum or cognac. So I'm going in with a little bit of lemon, just about 1 teaspoon. I like this size apple because it becomes very custardy. So you get this really nice tender cake. It's really delicious. This is just about 1 tablespoon in here. I feel like if I could wring this bottle out, I would. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to toss. When this is warm, what you want to do is just put this off to the side for a few minutes until it cools down. In the meantime, turn your oven up to 325, let it preheat, or 160 Celsius. Let me put this off to the side. I wanted to show you how I prepped my pan. First of all, I'm using a 9-inch springform pan, which is kind of unusual, but I find that if you use a regular 9-inch cake pan, which you can do, you're going to have to flip it out. And since all the apples are on top, you always damage the top of the cake. Let me show you what I did to prep it. Baker's Joy spray, little brush. I'm using a sheet pan because I have learned that if anything goes in the oven, dimes to dollars, if you're not prepared, it's going to end up on the floor of your oven, and what a mess that is. So now I've greased this one side. I'm going to flip it, smush it, and then you've greased your second side. So there's no way that this will stick to anything. I don't care if you have a sponge cake, doesn't matter. This works, it's great. These are your dry ingredients. By the way, the full recipe is below the description. So if you want the recipe for this, it's right there. Okay, I am going in with 1 cup. I like to weigh. So that's 120 grams. The reason I like to weigh is I don't have to wash little cups afterwards. So 120 exactly. All right, I'm on a roll. And even though sugar is considered a liquid in baking, this time it's not. 1 cup, 200 grams of sugar. Just white granulated sugar. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And that's it for dry ingredients. For this cake, you need to reserve some sugar and some flour, so I'm taking those now while this is out. I need 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of sugar. And that's for later in the cake when we, well, just see. So you have a choice of whisks, and I'm going to mix using this one. This is called a French whisk. It's a good all-round, all-purpose whisk. So I'm blending with that. If I needed something in a volume, that's when you buy this bigger one. I'll put this down here so you can see the differences. This is called a balloon whisk, and you would use the balloon whisk for making meringues or whipped cream. You can use the French whisk. Like I said, it's a good all-around whisk, but for something where you need volume, this is your better choice. So today, this whisk gets to join its friends in the drawer, and I'll be right back. So this recipe goes together like a muffin batter. The wet goes in, or the dry goes into the wet. So here are your wet ingredients. For this, you're going to need 3 eggs, by the way. Here we go. This is, now let me start with the egg. 1 whole egg goes in. Just give them a little whip. And then I have 1 cup, 250 mils of whole milk, and then 1 cup, 250 mils of an oil that's tasteless. I'm using canola oil. You can use a vegetable oil, avocado oil, corn oil, anything like that. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. I have a Madagascar vanilla. So good. And you want these good flavors in here. With the apples, it's just amazing. Now I'm going to just add the dry ingredients into the wet. That's right. And I'll tell you, I've made this cake so many different ways, just trying to test it and see how it comes out better. And honestly, you can't mess it up. Your apples can be different sizes. Your apples can be diced if that's what you like, or sliced thin. I like that thick cut personally because it comes out like a beautiful custard. And with all these other flavors in the background that it picks up, the vanilla and whatever brandy or whatever it is that you're using, it's a really great cake. So now here is a little oddity. I'm going to take about a cup of this batter and put it off to the side. Doesn't have to be perfect. That's about a cup. We're getting close to the end already. So I told you this is 3 eggs. And in this cup I have the 1 whole egg plus 1 yolk. That goes in to your batter. And then to your reserved batter, it's off to the side, the 1 cup, you're going to put your flour. Just to give that a little thickening. These apples that have been off to the side, everything, all of the juices, all of that goes in, and you just have to blend this. You can see how wet this batter is. That's why it comes out so custardy, but yet the top comes out sort of like a cake. Very interesting. So I'm going to pour this into the pan, and then this reserved batter goes on top. And you want to kind of spread this around just to make it as even as you can. And then, again, as evenly as you can, you want to sprinkle that reserved 2 tablespoons of sugar. I could have done that a little better. You'll do it better than I did. Into the oven for 1 1/4 hours, and I'll see when it's done. You want to test this with a little cake tester. The center should come out clean, of course, and it'll be a beautiful golden brown. I'll see when it comes out. This is still hot. It came out 5 minutes ago, and this is how it should look. I did the test with my little skewer here. Came out clean. I don't know if you can see this, but this, I'll just peel it away. It's just us. This top part is like cake. And then beneath this, it's very custardy and just unctuous, delicious. So as you can see, it did spill out. Use your sheet pan. What I'm going to do, I hate recipes that say take a sharp knife and stick it in between the cake and your pan, because these pans are meant to be non-stick. So I use something like this. This is a bowl scraper that has a beveled edge. I don't know if you can see that, but it's flexible, and so I'm going in with this. I think it's the first time I've ever used it as a tool to sort of help my cake away from the pan, but it looks like it's working really well. Okay, and we'll see the big reveal. There we go. Oh, that's hot. Okay, 2, 3, boom. Oof. So I'm going to let this cool on here. Once it's cool, it will be easy to get off of this with a large spatula or two. And that paper is there to help me. So I'll see when it's time to slice. It has to cool, unfortunately. One thing I love about baking is you put some glop in your stove, in your oven, and this is what comes out. It's so beautiful. So I'll see you when it's cool. Now for my favorite part, I get to taste it. This kind of slouches, just so you know. And when it comes out of the oven, it's much poofier, kind of like a souffle. It starts to slump and drop. And it's always served with a little bit of powdered sugar on top. I'm just gonna take a little piece. And I wanna show you the profile because it's very interesting. This part is sort of cakey but creamy, and then this bottom is all like a custard. I think the only thing left to do is put a little squidge of chantilly cream or chantilly. What chantilly cream is a whipped cream that you make, but instead of just adding sugar to your cream, you can add anything else, and it's called chantilly because it's a little fancier, I guess. Vanilla, almond extract, whatever it is that you like. You can put whatever alcohol you used in the cake, put a little bit of that in here, and let me taste this. The sugar that I put on top has created a very light crust, if you will. So you break through that and you get all this creamy, unctuous, delicious apple flavor. So good. I hope you try this. Let me know if you do. Kodiak, you have to make this, okay? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.